Gresham Barrett is an outstanding legislator. He does everything he says he'll do. He never backs up. He never wavers. When he makes a decision, he sticks to it.
It's something that my dad told me a long time ago, and it's something that I've got right behind my desk. And it's real simple, and it says character's not one of the things that matters. It's the only thing that matters. And I believe that with all my heart.
A fighter for less government and more freedom, Gresham Barrett devoted himself to a pro-family agenda of supporting prayer in school, opposing abortion, working for lower taxes, less spending, and education reform. And Gresham Barrett stood up to the gambling interests by opposing video poker and the lottery.
I've served for several years in the legislature with Gresham, and I've seen firsthand how well he works for his people, how hard he works, his true conservative values, and I think he's the best man for the job, and he'll be a great congressman for the 3rd District.
A lot of people have asked me, you know, why do you want to run for Congress? You know, if you seem to be a semi-intelligent guy, you know, young, got a family, beautiful family, businessman. You know, what makes you want to do something like that? And you know, I've thought about it. We thought about it. We prayed about it, my family and I. And I just feel that this is a direction that the Lord is leading me. We have got to get back to the basics that this country was founded on. I think prayer in school is extremely important. One of the things that I did last year was propose legislation to place the words "In God We Trust" in every classroom, in every library, in every auditorium in South Carolina. I understand education. With my wife being a former educator, I know what it's like to live with one, and I know what it's like to have 3 children. One in the 9th grade, one in the 6th grade, one in the 4th grade. And I know the accountability that we have to have for our students, for our teachers, for our administrators. But the big missing piece of the puzzle are our families and our parents. My mom and dad are getting older every day, and I understand of Social Security and Medicare, and how we need to protect that today for them, and in the future for me and for my children and for my children's children. The Bush stimulus package is a step in the right direction, trying to jumpstart this economy, cutting the capital gains tax, simplifying the tax codes, 2 things we can do right off the bat that make good, sound, fiscal sense. President Bush is heading in the right direction. You know, during the presidential primary, we as legislators were accosted, so to speak, from every side, and there were all kind of candidates out there. But when I met Governor Bush, I made the decision to go with him because it was the right decision. It was a decision I made not for political gain, but because of the direction he was going to take this country. And it's been the right decision. I've never been more proud of a man that has really risen to the moment, that his policy, foreign and domestic, is unsurpassed. And it's a breath of fresh air to see President Bush in the White House. One of the things I am proudest of in the South Carolina legislature is helping lead the fight on the ban on partial birth abortions. It was a crowning moment in South Carolina, and it was a piece of legislation that was joined by both sides, Republican and Democrat. And I learned the importance of the outdoors, hunting and fishing with my dad, and how we need to protect those rights not only for today's generations, but future generations. And this area is so blessed, the upstate, and even the entire 3rd Congressional District from Pumpkintown down to Aiken. We have beautiful natural resources, and we need to protect that, along with the Savannah River Basin, which heads up here in Oconee County with the 3 lakes, Jocassee, Hartwell, and Kiowee, and how important it is to keep the water flowing from here down country. And the military is important to me. You know, graduating from the Citadel, going to airborne school, and serving my country in the military was extremely important to me. The world's best fighting force has to have the best fighting equipment. And we've got to ensure that. We've got to protect our people. Since 9/11, a lot of priorities have changed. And I think we're getting back to the point where we realize the importance of a strong military. When you think this is what you need to do, when you know this is what you need to do, whether you're successful or whether you're not, when you know that this is a calling that you got, and you're down in McCormick, and your daughter's cheering, or you're in Aiken giving a stump speech to the party faithful, and your son's pitching his first baseball game, and you wonder on your drive back when it's 11 o'clock at night and they're in the bed and have been for a long time, you wonder if it's worth it. And then you see on the news the next morning everything that's going on. And you think, if I can just make a difference, if I can build coalitions, if I can bring a conservative viewpoint to my country, to my district, to my town, and make this a better place for them, it's all worth it.
Family, character, leadership. That's what Gresham Barrett is all about. A devoted son raised in the family business. A dedicated servant to God and country. A loving dad married to his high school sweetheart and still going strong. A successful small businessman who understands today's economy. And a positive leader in the state legislature who's worked for lower taxes, less government, and delivered. Every once in a while, a leader comes along who is just different. Someone who's sincere, passionate, humble, and hardworking. Gresham Barrett will fight for our values in Congress because he shares them. And Gresham Barrett will work for the conservative cause of faith, family, and freedom because that's the story of his life.